Last year we were catching bull trout and realized that char are pretty much the baddest, prettiest fish ever. So we decided we'd go to the Arctic and chase a couple more species.
We were all talking about this passion that we all have for char, and we really feel that they're some of the most beautiful species of fish that exist on the planet.
Brook trout, Arctic char, sea run Dolly Varden.
The flight into Fortress was awesome. I've only been in a helicopter once before, and it was amazing to be in there for like over an hour, just flying through all these crazy, huge mountains and seeing all the lakes and realizing how much water there is in that area. It's just mind-blowing.
So sight fishing at Fortress Lake was really fun. The water was super blue and clear, and you could see fish peel off the bottom and just crush your streamer.
Fish at Fortress Lake would pot up in pretty big numbers, and so we found ourselves sight fishing to them more than just blind casting anywhere. It made it a lot more fun because we could just cast out and kind of try to pick a fish out of a pod. On a mouse. Fish at Fortress Lake were on some sort of muscle boosting pills or something because they were enormous. Bigger than any brook trout that I've ever caught anywhere. It was so bodacious to see the tubularness of the radical fish that came through that it just blew our minds. It was so epic. It was like, wow.
Just as we landed at our next destination for Arctic char, we got word that the weather was supposed to take somewhat of a turn for the worse and get really windy. So we got camp set up and hoped for the best, but it wasn't looking very good. Just as the winds were getting really bad, Derek hooked up with a really nice fish. While we were trying to net it, I noticed out of the corner of my eye that our tent was blowing into the water.
What's right here? Blew in the water. Floated out there.
Kind of scary because we knew that temperatures can drop well below 0 for that time of year.
We seriously had no idea what to do. Everything was soaked. We thought we were gonna freeze to death, and we literally prayed for help, and somehow an angel from Munich named Ludwig Brod showed up with 4 dry sleeping bags. But that's another story.
We got on a bush plane and we flew about 100 miles into the middle of the wilderness. And here we are, we got camp set up and we're really hoping to catch some sea run dollies.
As we explained to people that we wanted to go catch Dolly Varden in Alaska, people kind of scoffed and laughed at that idea. As most people know, Dolly Varden typically aren't the largest fish or the most desirable fish in Alaska, you know, averaging 17 to 22 inches. But up in the Arctic, there are some rare northern strain dollies that grow to gigantic proportions, and that's what we were hoping for. And we knew it was a stretch, but we hoped that we could find those fish. This was the mother of all do-it-yourself trips. We didn't have guides, we were dropped off in the middle of nowhere, and it was all just based on previous research with this hope that we could find this rare, really big dolly, and we didn't know if it was going to happen.
You seen any dollies up there?
No.
find fish right here by camp, but we never saw anything, so we hiked upstream, I don't know, a couple miles probably, and didn't see any fish. So we don't know what to do now.
After walking several miles upriver, we were pretty disappointed that we weren't able to find any Dolly Varden. So we headed back to camp to get some rest, to relax, and we set up the cameras in hopes that we would be able to watch the northern lights. The next day we had all but given up on dollies, and we decided to float downriver to the confluence of another creek, and that's when it happened. We caught our first glimpse of a true Arctic unicorn.
My gosh, look at that fish,